So check this out. The California Community Colleges system, which serves nearly 2 million students, just dropped a massive playbook. And their goal? To completely reshape education by using the power of immersive tech and AI. And this isn't just some vague idea. It's the real deal, a detailed blueprint for what learning is going to look like. This quote, pulled right from their playbook, just nails it. It perfectly sums up the powerful combination at the heart of this whole thing. We're talking about mixing the intelligence of AI with the immersive feeling of extended reality, or, XR. It's a concept that promises to make learning more intuitive, more responsive, and just more human. So what does this actually feel like for a student? Well, imagine you're a nursing student. Instead of just reading about a procedure, you're doing it in a virtual space with incredible precision. You can make mistakes and learn from them with zero real-world risk. Or picture this. You're an auto mechanic apprentice who can take apart and rebuild a complex engine, piece by piece, right inside a headset, anytime, anywhere. That's the kind of hands-on learning we're talking about here. So how does all of this come together to build what is basically a new kind of classroom? Let's dig into the vision, starting with the huge idea that's making it all possible. Okay, so the secret sauce behind this whole thing is something called spatial AI. It's the big umbrella concept. This isn't your typical AI that just understands language. This AI understands space. It gets objects, surfaces, real-world context. It's like giving technology a sixth sense, an awareness of the world around it. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because there's a key distinction to make. Think of spatial AI as the whole operating system, the big brain that understands the real world. Then you have XR AI, which is more like a specific app running on that system. It's the intelligence working inside your headset, powering, say, the super realistic characters in a simulation, or adapting a virtual lab to what you're doing. It's a really powerful application, but it's just one piece of that much bigger spatial AI puzzle. Okay, but you might be thinking, is this all just cool sounding sci-fi, or is it actually a smart investment? Well, let's look at the numbers. The proof is right there in the pixels, so to speak. Yeah, this is definitely not some theoretical leap of faith. Big name companies in retail, tech, and healthcare have already put immersive training to the test. And honestly, the returns they're seeing are just staggering. They've found it's not just more engaging, it is dramatically more efficient. Get this. Take Walmart. They switched to VR to train over 2 million employees on new stuff. The result? They slashed training time by a whopping 96%. I mean, from 8 hours down to just 15 minutes. That is insane. And it's not just Walmart. Look at Intel. They built a virtual electrical safety course and are projecting a 300% return on their investment. And the best part? 94% of the trainees said, yep, we want more of this. How about for something really high stakes, like surgery? For students at the Johnson & Johnson Institute, training on a VR platform led to test scores that were 233% higher than with traditional tools. That's not just a little better, that's a total game changer. And it's not just corporations seeing these results. The academic world is all over this too. A huge review found that over 70% of studies showed real positive benefits, from better understanding to way more motivation. And check this out. In one biology lab study, students using VR were nearly twice as likely to get an A. The data is pretty darn clear. This stuff works. All right, so we've seen the what and the why. We get it. It's cool. It works. Now for the really big question. How? How is California actually going to pull this off for all 116 of its community colleges? Well, this is their blueprint. So this right here, this is the heart and soul of the whole playbook. It's a framework built on 8 core pillars that all work together. You've got everything from professional development for the teachers, to pilot programs to test things out, and of course the grant and funding structures needed to pay for it all. It's a complete 360-degree plan to make this happen for real. Now, I know that diagram can look a little complex, so let's just boil it down. You can really think of the whole strategy as having 3 main jobs. First, empowering educators, getting them the training they need. Second, designing really effective, immersive lessons. And third, scaling the whole thing up, managing the hardware, the money, and the testing for the entire state. So if you're a teacher, how do you actually make one of these lessons? The playbook lays out this really clear 4-step loop. It starts with training. moves into the creative design phase. Then you build a quick prototype, and then, and this is so important, you test it and refine it with actual students. It's a constant cycle of improvement. And listen, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky plan for 10 years from now. They have a super concrete timeline, and they are moving fast. The strategy is going to be finalized by late 2025. Pilot programs will kick off in late 2026, and the goal is to start rolling this out to all 116 community colleges in mid-2027. That's incredibly ambitious. So when you zoom out and look at the big picture, what does all of this really mean? Well, it's about fundamentally rethinking what a classroom even is. It's about creating an educational system that truly exists beyond the limits of four walls. Okay, so here's the real takeaway. Here's why this matters so much. This whole model is a direct bridge from the classroom to a career. It offers a way to provide hands-on training that's scalable, completely safe, and accessible to everyone. It gets students ready for the actual jobs of tomorrow by letting them practice the skills they'll need today. It closes that gap between learning and earning. And that leaves us with one last really big thought. If a classroom can exist anywhere a student has a headset and complex hands-on tasks can be mastered in a virtual world, what does that fundamentally mean for the future of the traditional college campus as we know it? It's a huge question, and California is forcing all of us to start thinking about the answer.